Good morning, televiewers, and happy weekend from us on The Brief, my Media Prime Television. It's the last edition for the week, and we are glad you stayed with us throughout the week. And on today's edition of the program, we shall be looking at some of the major headlines, as usual, captured by newspapers in the country. The continuous borrowing by the government of the Republic of Cameroon is what caught the attention of the post-weekend newspaper this day. As you all know, IMF has approved a loan of 375 billion francs CFA for the boosting of economic growth in the country. We shall equally talk about the inauguration of the new building of Ntarikun Credit Union, which will take place today by the governor of the littoral region, Samuel Dieudonné Ivaha Kebua, who will be there to inaugurate the building, of course, found at the Douala 4 municipality in Bonaberi. Thank you for joining. Charles Kebua will be with us this morning to dig several layers beneath some of the striking headlines that the papers carried today. Good morning, Etape, Christain, and welcome once again on the program. It's Friday, and happy weekend to you.
Thank you very much, Lasha. Good morning. Once more again, bonjour à nos millions de testateurs qui nous regardent en ce moment, et c'est la dernière revue de presse de cette semaine. Eh bien, nous sommes vendredi 13 août 2021. Nous allons parcourir les différents titres tels que traités par nos confrères de la presse écrite qui travaillent d'arrache-pied chaque jour pour nous donner de l'information. Et tenez, nous nous abreuvons toujours à la bonne source pour vous donner l'information qu'il faut. Alors commençons très rapidement avec le quotidien bleu, le jour qui nous parle justement des agents de santé en chômage et titre à sa grande une: intégration à la fonction publique, que peut l'ordre des médecins, ou bien que comment l'ordre peut-il apporter son aide aux médecins. En tout cas, le journal d'Aman Mana vous livre les coulisses de la réunion entre collectifs des médecins, pharmaciens, chirurgiens, dentistes et les présidents des autres professionnels de santé dans ces colonnes de ces pages 2 et 3 de ce journal présent en kiosque ce matin. Poursuivons avec le tri hebdomadaire le soir qui poste à sa grande une: sécurité dans le transport interurbain, les nouvelles mesures du Transport. Le ministre des Transports, Marcelin Gallet-Bébéret, a présidé une concertation le 10 août dernier avec les promoteurs et les responsables d'agences de voyage par bus dans la salle de conférence de son département ministériel. Au cours de cette réunion, de nouvelles règles et sanctions qui régiront désormais ce secteur de transport ont été définies. Information à lire, bien sûr, et naturellement dans la page 3 de ce journal en kiosque ce matin. Continuons avec le journal L'économie qui s'intéresse justement à l'économie. Transformation Made in Cameroun. Pourquoi ça ne décolle pas? Point d'interrogation. C'est d'ailleurs le titre que le journal consacre à sa grande une ce matin. Dans les lignes des pages 3 et 11, vous lirez que plusieurs entrepreneurs de ce secteur se sont exprimés dans cette édition. En tout cas, je vous invite où vous y trouverez également des pistes de solutions proposées pour les lendemains meilleurs. Alors, et puis terminons avec le journal Mutation qui revient sur le court séjour privé du couple présidentiel passé à l'Hexagone et titre Paul Biya des dossiers de l'après-Genève. Rentrée de son voyage ces derniers temps, le chef de l'État est attendu sur le sommet de la CEMAC. Les sujets qui l'attendent sont entre autres les crises sanitaires, le Covid-19, le remaniement ministériel. Une information à retrouver en tout détail dans les colonnes de la page 11 de ce journal présent en kiosque ce matin. Fin et stop pour la revue de presse en langue française. Place actuellement à la découverte de ces unes en anglais avec toi, Lasha.
Merci, Etape, Christain. Let's kickstart with the post-weekend newspaper, which is revisiting the recent move taken by the International Monetary Fund to disburse of 375 billion francs CFA for major developmental projects in the country. This morning, the post-weekend newspaper is relaying to us an expertise knowledge or a recent outing by an expert saying that no country can develop its economy borrowing from the International Monetary Fund. Cameroon was granted 375 billion francs CFA loan for the boosting of economic growth in the country, as we are told by the post-weekend newspaper. Let's stay with the post-weekend newspaper to talk about after recent deadly accidents across or on national highways in the country. Transport Minister Jean-Enes Ngale Bibihe has suspended 2 transport agencies. He has equally taken some measures aimed at curbing the upsurge in the number of cases or deaths recorded along roads or highway in the country. The imposition of functional seat belts and speed limits along those routes that are often involved in accident were some of the measures taken during a meeting in Yaoundé with some owners of interurban transport agencies in Cameroon. And the paper is also interested in what its term issue at stake. CBDM is the state and vice versa. Given its status as the ruling party, no one in the country, according to the paper, should be indifferent to the opening or to the ongoing renewal of the executive of the Cameroon People's Democratic Movement (CPDM) basic organ. For the Democratic Party, we are told that if the CPDM is sick, it is indeed the whole country that is sick. And for that matter, in many respects, the CPDM is the state and the state is the CPDM, as we are told. The paper is saying this morning that with the ongoing renewal of the basic organs of the ruling CPDM party, some state officials will be using state vehicles and funds to go back to their constituency in a bid to ensure that they are maintained at section or as section president of their various area of command. You can get more details about the civil servants that the post-weekend newspaper is talking about this morning, especially state officials who will be using state vehicles and taxpayers' money to run campaign or for the CPDM party, as we are told. Let's leave the post-weekend newspaper. We are with the Lone English Daily, the Guardian Post newspaper, which is interested in what the paper terms on ending marginalization of Anglophones. According to the paper, Anglophones too inferior? That's a question the paper is asking this morning. If Anglophones are too inferior, incompetent to head these states' institutions. We are told that the presidency, Secretary General at the presidency, finance, defense, gendarmerie, police, economy, National Hydrocarbon Corporation, Sonara, Douala Port Authority, CMPS, CRTV, Cameco, Sopecam, and FECAFOOD are some of the institutions that Anglophones have never headed since 1961, as we are told by the Guardian Post newspaper. So the Guardian Post is questioning this morning what is wrong with Anglophones heading these institutions that I just mentioned, or the paper is relaying to us this morning. And let's talk about this worry by the Guardian Post once again. CEMAC Summit in Yaoundé holds on August 18. The paper is questioning this morning if Biya will cut short his holiday to attend the gathering. It is we are told by the newspaper that leaders of the countries of the Central African Economic and Monetary Community (CEMAC) are due to meet in Yaoundé or converge on Yaoundé August 18, 2021 for an extraordinary summit. The extraordinary summit was convened by the current chairperson, President Paul Biya, who is on a short private stay in Europe. It should be recalled that President Paul Biya left the country in July for a short private stay. And the paper is questioning this morning if President Paul Biya will cut short his short stay in a country that is not known in Europe, where he is currently residing, to come back and chair a meeting that he himself has convened. More details on page 4 of this edition of the Guardian Post newspaper. The Guardian Post is also worried this morning about the state of the deplorable state of roads, garbage heaps, and broken taxis that are found in Cameroon. As you all know, AFCON competition is not far from here, and the paper is worried if these deplorable states of roads, garbage heaps, and broken taxis will be the ones who welcome visitors that are coming into Cameroon. Thank you for staying with us, televiewers. We are back in the studio to continue with our discussions this morning. And Mr. Charles Kebua, our bureau chief in the Northwest region, is here with us. Good morning, Charles Kebua, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Cameroonians. Good morning to viewers of the brief this morning, and welcome to the program.
How is Bamenda this morning? You just left, you left last night?
Yeah, I left Bamenda by midnight, and I'm here in Douala presently. It's not easy. The roads are blocked. Bali, Widikum, Bali, Bamenda is inaccessible. Bengui is another part, no way. Bamenda Fundong, it's the worst. Bamenda Ndop. In fact, we're only waiting now to see how God will save Bamenda Womb.
And you are equally telling me that people added, this blockage is coming to add to the suffering of your people in whom they don't have water. What is happening with the Agam water project?
You can imagine, we were here last time and we talked about the Agam Giant water project that the state of Cameroon has put in, worth over 113 millions. And till date, as we talk, water is not flowing in the various taps as expected by the population who are the owner of this project. And to tell you, not only water itself, kidnapping in womb has created another havoc where the people today, they sleep with one eye open and another one closed. But this time around, the population is determined to say they want to bring an end with that issue of kidnapping.
Is the population also determined to put an end to this this unholy behavior of the officials who are supposed to have finished with the water project? What is the population in Womb doing to ensure that water flows in their tap?
The cry has...
The money they have contributed, some of them have contributed money.
A lot contributed physically, they've worked, and they have not realized some persons have died without even tasting the water. That is to tell you that it's a big problem in whom that since...
So who are those responsible for the mismanagement of the funds?
You can imagine, we talked about it here last time after a general assembly meeting that was held in Bafoussam by the Agricultural and Development Association, ACADA, who is actually like, the umbrella union for the inhabitants that... there were a lot of questions that even came out. Etablissement Motison and Etablissement Bache had been involved with this water project, and since they took over this project with what Akada had been doing in the past, with government's intervention this time around, many thought they would drink the water, but unfortunately, as we say, the contract itself is overdue, and there is just no lead way that people test water. If I tell you that the people today drink water from the stream gutters, you will not believe in whom.
Okay, Charles Kebua, the post-weekender newspaper is telling us this morning that no country can develop its economy by borrowing from the International Monetary Fund. It should be recalled that the IMF just granted a loan of over 375 billion francs CFA to the government of Cameroon. What is your reaction to this, these utterances or outing of an expert saying that no country can develop by borrowing from the International Monetary Fund?
It's well said. Let's be honest. 375 billion. The past we have been collecting. What have we realized with what in the past, and have we paid the previous loans that we took? It's a question. And today again, the IMF still stood forth to give us 375 billion. Well, we hope this money should come.
But you must admit that no country is an island. You cannot develop without borrowing. Even the wealthiest business people you see, they still borrow. to be able to do what they're doing.
So Lasha, why should we keep borrowing with the numerous resources that Cameroon has? Why can't we be creative? Cameroonians are very creative in a way where just only with our creativity we can generate resources in this country and make this country heavens. Okay. Not keep going to borrow, and at the end of it, it ends, in some person's pockets. And the layman in Womb, the layman in Furawa, the layman in Kumbo, why not talk of Jotin, is unable, to reap the benefits of all this.
Yes, Kebua, you just talked about creativity, and that's actually what the Ntarikun Credit Union is doing. As we all know today, a new building constructed in the Douala 4 subdivision in Bonabere will be inaugurated by the governor of the littoral region of the country, Dieudonné Ivaha Dibua. Samuel Dieudonné Ivaha Dibua will be inaugurate the said building today, and that's the fruits of hard work and creativity of a Cameroonian microfinance institution.
I should honestly tell you that this is one of the well-to-be microfinance institutions that in the Northwest region many persons count on. You can imagine Ntarikun Cooperative Credit Union began from little resources, and today it's the only credit union, I want to say, that pays 6% interest rate. And let me tell you something, it's interesting that, creativity, I want to use this opportunity to thank the GM, Mr. Ade Muma, who have been doing so much with the board of directors to ensure that this credit union move to its apex. And while moving to its apex, let's be honest, in all the branches, they are doing everything to ensure that they have their building that hosts the union and equally generates income. Okay. You see the creativity in which it's coming on.
Okay, let's go and have a listen of how the event would unfold today here. And that interview is done for us by yourself, Charles Kebua. That's the communication officer of the said credit union.
Inaugurating your building, can we have an itinerary of how the day is going to look like?
Yeah, actually by 9 o'clock we'll have a caravan tour led by some bike riders, and it will be followed by members' cars, a long convoy from the union office, from the building. We'll ride down to Bikoko, we'll turn at Bikoko where you have the checkpoint, and then we'll come back and pass through Nouveau Road where you have Garanga, and then we cross the Bonabere Bridge, then we go round the wrong point, and then we'll come back and pass through Amsier Road and back to the Union Building. And from there now, that will be around 10 o'clock where you have assemble of members, and then later on you have some traditional leaders who come, our invited guests will come. The mayor will be coming at 11:30, that's the mayor of Douala 4, and by 12 o'clock His Excellency the Governor will arrive with his entourage, and that will be followed immediately by the singing of the national anthem. Thereafter there will be some decoration of meritorious staff. The board president will welcome the guests. The mayor will also have a word to say, and then the inaugural speech by His Excellency the Governor.
How important and useful will this building be to members?
Yeah, really, as for now, the building has accommodated all the departments of the operations, the marketing, the accounting, the lending department, and what have you. The building is composed of 13 apartments, and they are already on rent. You can even see one bank, BGFI, is already there, and it's fetching a lot of income to the union that will add to the interest that we do share on member savings.
What should members within themselves equally know they will benefit out from this building?
Of course, in our annual report, we do project the rents, which is the income that comes into the union, and it is shared to the members according to the proportion of their savings in the union. So the members, they actually benefit from it, and we even have some members who have taken apartments there on rent, like Premier Security. They constitute one of our security services, and they too are benefiting.
Thank you. That was the communication officer of Tarikun Credit Union there telling us how the event will unfold today, Charles Kebua. Before we are gradually coming to the end of the program, Etape contained.
Je vais poser la question à notre invité de ce matin. Une fois de plus, bonjour. Voilà, essayons d'engranger le pas sur ce sujet qui parle de la fonction publique. Il y a des agents de santé qui sont en chômage et on se pose la question à travers, c'est-à-dire l'ordre, comment est-ce que l'ordre peut apporter de l'aide à ces médecins qui demandent à être intégrés dans la fonction publique aujourd'hui?
We are talking of borrowing. It's another aspect. Why borrow and there are these medics on chômage? Why?
C'est la question qui se pose.
Yes, why? So it is work now for the government to sit up, because these are young, creative guys who are out there to help Cameroonians. When it comes to, assist them have good health. There is no way you will build a country when people are sick. Once people are fine,
so where is the problem,
country.
Mr. Charles Kebua? Is it the hospitals that are lacking? Because there are 700 of them. You have pharmacies, you have dental surgeons, you have you equally have medical doctors who graduated the batch of 2008.
Sir, this is
2008.
Let us be honest. This is bad faith at the side of the government, because we have health centers with no doctors. For example, the Fungom Health Center in the Mentum Division. It's one of the enclave areas with no medical doctor, and there are doctors here in the streets surmising. What do you mean? It is worth something this time, for government to sit up and know that it is the right for these medics.
Justement, parlons de ce problème de ces médecins qui ont fini la formation et ne sont pas dans des centres de santé pour exercer leur métier. Quel est l'impact dans la société? Quel est l'impact? Est-ce qu'on peut courir à de nombreux dangers?
We are running towards a lot of dangers if these guys they maintain the streets. Once you absorb them, it will help,
But the question is that can they not help the country in another way? Must they be integrated into the public service before they can take care of sick Cameroonians?
So let us be honest. They have been doing it, and they've been doing it in their private ways. And to keep them more on the streets, it's another way where let us be honest. That is somebody who expect, and it doesn't come forth. What do you expect the person to do? He goes the ugly way, and going the ugly way now, it's at our.
But the question people are asking, medical doctors, people who are trained.
We are saying that it's bad faith. It's bad faith. People are sick, and they need physicians to go through them to ensure that they get well. It is high time government should absorb these youths and make use of them.
Okay, Mr. Charles Kebua, thank you very much for coming, and hopefully we'll be with you some other time that you are free to travel all the way from Bamenda to join us. It's always a pleasure receiving you on our platform. Thank you very much, and hopefully you have a safe journey back to Bamenda.
It's a pleasure. Let me say good morning to Kamasech Northwest. They'll be having their come together this day. I say hi to all of you and keep on.
Ok, Etape Quentin.
D'accord, chers téléspectateurs, nous arrivons au terme de cette émission. On se donne rendez-vous à la semaine prochaine, si Dieu le permet. Qui détient l'information, détient le pouvoir. Allez dans les kiosques à journaux, procurez-vous ces tabloïds, lisez-les pour entretenir le monde. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you for watching, televiewers. It's the end of the program, and hopefully we'll be with you together on Monday, God willing. The program was produced by Christain, Tebong, and today we had Charles Kebua, our regional correspondent, and Bureau Chief for My Media Prime Northwest, who was here with us to tell us what is happening in the Northwest region of Cameroon. The program, as I did mention, was produced by Christain Tebong. See you on Monday for yet another edition of What the Papers Must Have Said. Bye-bye.